Hey guys, welcome to video number 3 out of 4 in our Nuts About Squirrels Stamp-A-Stack. We're working our way through the Nuts About Squirrels Stamp-A-Stack pack. It makes 8 cards. This is our third design. It makes 2 of this Hey There card. And in video number 4, which I'll have for you tomorrow, we're going to make Nuts About You. The card kit makes 2 of this design. If you missed it in video number 2, we made this happy birthday card. It'll be linked underneath. And the first video in this series is Hope You're Feeling Bright-Eyed and Bushy-Tailed. You'll find the links to those videos below. You'll also find a link to the Kitchen Table Stamper store where you can check and see if we have any more of the That's About Squirrels Stamp-A-Stack. The class is free on the blog, but the packet is optional, and you can get that while supplies last at kitchentablestamper.com/shop. In the packet, we're going to find our Hey There cards, and we've already embossed all of our card fronts. Now, I do not do the embossing in the card kits for you. I'd have to emboss hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cards. I can't do that, but you can go ahead and emboss your card fronts however you like, or you can stamp a pattern. I used the Timber 3D embossing folder. The bark folder would be awesome for this too. So our card kits come with the cardstock that you need for stamping your squirrels and your leaves. It comes with the card bases. They're scored and ready for you in the envelope. We do all of your die cutting and punching from cardstock pieces. We don't cut your designer series paper. We do include the envelope. Be careful that your envelope doesn't eat your little pieces like your labels. All right, we've got our bits here. I'll go through what they are in case you're cutting your own kits in just a minute. But for now, let's go ahead and get our card bases folded up and our designer series paper. Now, if you have not seen video number 1 in the series, I suggest you go and start there because this Stamp-A-Stack is a wonder recipe number 6 Stamp-A-Stack. So we went through and we cut 3 pieces of designer series paper from the Harvest Meadow designer series paper. You get 1/4 of a package in your Nuts About Squirrels class packet. This is all extra paper. You can do another project with this or keep going with more cards if you want. We cut the 3 sheets according to Wonder Recipe number 6, which gave us lots and lots of 2x3 pieces. Now for these cards, we're going to need 2 of the blue pattern, the Misty Moonlight, and 2 of the yellow pattern, the Bumblebee. So let's go ahead and grab those from our little grid. This is what's left for our last design. Let's slide them aside. I just leave them on the grid and deal them out as I go. It's a one-sheet wonder. If you've ever done one of those, you just start with 6x6 paper. We're going to adhere the designer series paper to the card fronts. I'm going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm going to put them on so that they're toggled a little bit up, a little bit down. And I'm just going to do that with some liquid. And give them a little angle. I love those colors. And with the cinnamon cider squirrels and the cork paper, so good. Stampin' Up had beautiful fall line this year. I love it. And those squirrels are just too cute. All right, there's our 2 card bases, all prepared with designer series paper. Slide them aside. In the kits, in case you're cutting your own, we've got very vanilla labels for the Hey There greeting. These were cut for you using the Tasteful Labels dies. It's this little dovetail banner with the stitches from Tasteful Labels. And then we've got from Stitched So Sweetly, cut from Early Espresso, this large stitched label. We've cut 2 Misty Moonlight scalloped circles. These are the 2 1/4 inch scallop circle from the Layering Circles dies. And then we punched 2-inch circles from the cork paper. Love this cork paper. It really is fantastic. Let's adhere the 2-inch cork circle to the Misty Moonlight, scallop circle, and then we can get that diamond weave ribbon from the Stamp-A-Stack packet. We're gonna cut 4 little pieces, 2 for each card, and we're gonna go just a little bit longer than our label. So I'm gonna use the label as a guide. All right, there is our diamond weave ribbon. Let's go ahead and put that back for now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some tear and tape adhesive and adhere my diamond weave ribbon. Just tack it down kind of in the center of the label, but it's kind of a nice strong adhesive, and just 2 little strips. And then we'll expose the adhesive, remove the liner, and then we can lay these little pieces right on I love the sides of dimensionals. For a project like this, we're gonna take our dimensionals and add them right over the ribbon here, further securing the ribbon, and then expose the sticky, and then add the little cork scallop to the top of that. Now at this point, you could go ahead if you want to and do any final trim, get a good angle, cut on each of these little ribbons, and there is your pretty little element. Now let's build up the second one, and then we'll do some stamping. Ha! There they are, so cute. Let's go ahead and glue them to the card fronts now. All right, very good. We can slide these guys aside and get our Stampin' Pierce mat and some ink pads. All right, if you're following along with us in the video, I've talked about this. We're going to do leaves. We need 5 leaves for each card, and I'm going to stamp them using the Nuts About Squirrels leaf and details. I'm gonna fussy cut them out. Now you can absolutely, you've got a half a sheet of Bumblebee cardstock in this kit. We're stamping Bumblebee on Bumblebee. You can die cut little leaves. You can punch little leaves instead. Feel free to use this cardstock however you like if you don't want to cut all the leaves. I completely understand. I know not everybody loves to cut, but I'm just gonna fussy cut these little guys out. And it's not too difficult with a couple little tips. You want to support your scissor. So you'll notice that at the bottom, my middle finger is in the ring and my index finger is supporting the scissor. My dominant hand just cooperates. My non-dominant hand does the driving. And then just turn the paper into the scissors and I cut out the little leaves. Now I'm going to cut out all 10 of them. But you can substitute. Do you remember last year's holiday catalog? You might have gotten it. There's a cute little punch pack with tiny leaves and an acorn. I wish they would have carried that one over so that we could have used it with the squirrels this year. It would have been so perfect of Stampin' Up, but they didn't. And if you got it, use it. All right, so we've given our Bumblebee a little second to dry. And that's important because if you go and you stamp right over the soaking wet ink with the dark early espresso detail, the early espresso ink is going to kind of bleed into the wet Bumblebee layer below it, and you won't have a nice crisp detail on your leaf. It'll blur. All right, so we've got our 10 leaves. They're ready to go. I'll cut those out. Let's go ahead, well, we've got early espresso, and get our Hey There greeting stamped on those little banners. Hey There is going to be accentuated with one of those little leaves, so make sure you put it to the right of center. And we'll do one of those for each card. I love these cute little greetings. Perfect for these squirrels. Now we're going to do fill in the kit. There's a couple of sheets of half sheets of Very Vanilla. So I'll grab one of those half sheets and fill the squirrel. We need 2, 1 for each card, stamped in early espresso. Awesome. Now let me switch here. I'm going to get some different brown ink pads and we'll fill in the squirrel. So we'll fill with cinnamon cider. Got Phil's fur here. And ink up with cinnamon cider. And when I'm stamping Phil's fur, I'm going to check the top swoop of the hair, or I'm going to check the top swoop of the tail, both feet, both ears, and the eye. Once I feel like all those landmarks line up pretty well, then I'll stop hovering and stamp. Not too bad, such a cutie. And then the little acorn is crumb cake, and line up that little, what looks like a crack on the stamp is actually his little hand. So you want to line up that little crack over his hand. And there's our acorn. Now the cap is soft suede. Gonna line that right up and stamp. There's Phil. Then we'll cut him out. I'm gonna stamp and cut these guys out, and I'll meet you right back here. All right, I got our little guys cut out and our leaves. 4 each of my leaves have dimensionals, and we're gonna adhere them so that there's 2 up and 2 down on each card. They're gonna look like they're falling. And then same with our little Hey There banner. We're going to add that with dimensionals too, but it's going to go over this raised up area. So let's keep the dimensionals low on the banner. So cute. Now Phil gets a little liquid glue and add right on top of the banner there to the cork. This little dude needs a bit of multi-purpose liquid glue too. We're going to glue it on the banner. So cute. All right, let's catch up our second copy. I adore these little leaves. 3 more on the second copy. They're so cute. The pop of color, I call these the paper embellishments. They don't add any expense or any weight or any bulk really to the card. But don't they just liven everything up with their pretty yellow flutter falling down? All right, last step is to embellish with these brushed metallic dots. I love these. They are, at the filming of this video, on back order. They're expected the week of the 1st, the week that this class will go live on the blog. So I'm expecting that these class packets will ship out the week of November 7th. I will keep in touch with anybody who purchases a class packet, but keep in mind that these guys are on back order and they're included in the class packet. So I'm still waiting for them to come in. We're gonna do a little copper and then a little gold, mixing it up a little bit on this one. Love these colors. Uh-oh, no, I hate when I stick the embellishment sticky side to the putty. All right, there we are. Hey there. If you've got any questions about the project, or if there's anything I can do to help you stay crafty, email marisa@kitchentablestamper.com to see if there are still class packets available for Nuts About Squirrel Stamp a Stack. You can go to kitchentablestamper.com/shop and filter by class packets, and to shop Stampin' Up 24/7, buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. I'll see you in video number 4. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.